Hello everyone, welcome to GNU according to CD, that is Government of National Unity, who has been asked, this is the Department of Home Affairs, that has been asked that Chris Brown does not perform in South Africa by an advocacy group. I think the group, okay, let's just read the article, which was written on the 23rd of October 2024 at 6 p.m. by Mudiahi Mashamayite, who basically wrote these headlines. Home Affairs asked to stop abuser Chris Brown performing in South Africa. Advocacy group Women for Change has as a petition with 45,550 signatures. Okay, let's go on. And the reason why I'm doing this is because you guys have asked me to do this story for the longest time. And not that I've been avoiding it. I will not avoid something like this as a person who is against any form of violence against women and children. And this one, to me, I feel like where there is, let's say, the perpetrator, number one, recognizes that they have a problem and then get the help that they need, to me, it shows remorse. It shows that, listen, I was in a space without making any excuses because everything has a root cause. And if Chris Brown did go through therapy, as far as I understand he has, and got to speak about his father, because let's be honest, when a boy children are very impressionable from the get-go, and boy children are always seeking something to emulate. And another thing about a boy is it's easy for a boy to want to prove themselves, not just to themselves but to a lot of people, especially a father figure, whether that is a father like biological father, or somebody they look up to as a father figure. And if that figure is a person that causes pain and suffering to women and children, be rest assured that boy is going to grow up thinking that is a norm. So there is a lot of complexes that happens with a boy child. That is why I always believe that in as much as we focus on a girl child, we also need to focus a lot on a boy child. And there are programs that only focuses on girl children, like the program that I used to be against. I mean, I'm still against this program, to be honest with you. Take a girl child to work, because girl children are known to be resilient, and the most educated population anywhere in the world, it is girls. It is girls. And I'm not saying that don't take a girl child to work, but what I'm saying is go to the most vulnerable in terms of mental strength. A woman's mental strength is strong anyways. That is why you would even have older women telling the younger women that are in marriages that are difficult that kuyabekezelwa, which by the way is bull to me. If you somebody is laying a hand on you for whatever reason, you got to walk away. Period. Walk away. But now you put a program, and then the very person that is going to become a problem in society someday, you ignore them. And not only do you ignore them, you show them that they don't matter, because these boy children, when a girl child is taken by, let's say, the CEO of SAA, and she comes back home or she comes back to school to do orals about being in a cockpit of an aeroplane, and yet in the same class there's a boy who dreams of becoming a pilot, and he never got the opportunity to even see how a cockpit looked like. And in most cases, that girl child is never even going to become a pilot, let alone become a CEO, let's say, of SAA, versus if a boy had been given that opportunity and his passion is aeroplanes and flying aeroplanes, and that dream has been snatched away because of that program. I know I'm going to be misconstrued by those that don't have listening skills, but it's okay. This is my views, and I am entitled to these views. But let's go on with this particular article about Chris Brown being blocked by over 45,000 signatures from performing in South Africa. Yeah, let's go on. Home Affairs Minister Leon Schreiber has been asked to declare American musician Chris Brown an undesirable person ahead of his performance in South Africa. I think that is also called persona non grata. Brad Herron, Secretary General of the Good Party, wrote a letter to Schreiber asking him to ban Brown from the country under the Immigration Act. I'm interested to hear what section of the act is that. Brown is scheduled to perform in Johannesburg on December 14th and 15th. Brown has previously been refused permission to enter countries such as the UK and Canada, while countries like Australia and New Zealand have previously signaled that he would not be permitted access if he attempted to perform there, said Harron. This is the thing that I keep saying. South Africa is considered as a third world country, but we get treated like a first world country. The contradictions that we have sometimes. This stems from the notorious felony charges of assault incident involving his then partner Rihanna in 2009. Herron said allowing Brown to perform in South Africa would contradict the government's commitment to combating gender-based violence and femicide, a scourge that plagues the nation. It is inconceivable that a convicted perpetrator of a violent assault on a woman is given a star's platform in a country struggling to eradicate the types of violence he has committed. Our government must walk its talk about its serious commitment to eradicating gender-based violence. An advocacy group called Women for Change has amplified this sentiment with a petition that has garnered more than 45,550 signatures, urging concert organizers and the government to reconsider Chris Brown's upcoming shows. They argue that hosting Brown sends a dangerous message about societal attitudes towards abuse. The Good Party echoed this concern in a recent statement. The Good Party says no to abuse. Chris Brown's concert sends the wrong message. We can normalize abusers. No stage for abusers. Stand up for women's safety. You know what? I hear these people. I do, because we do have a serious scourge of GBV in South Africa and femicide, and it's a fight that I believe every South African should involve themselves in. Now, when it comes to the Chris Brown matter, I mean, I'm a follower of both Chris Brown and Rihanna, and I have seen and also heard from both sides the involvement in hurting each other. Rihanna has admitted her wrongs, how she contributed towards a toxic relationship. And then Chris Brown has admitted his wrongs as well, apologized, and took himself through a legal process, which indeed did find him guilty, and continued to work on his anger issues, because we know that he was also sentenced to anger management, and he has completed those programs. He does say that he does have that spark in him that needs to be tamed at all times. Again, everything that a boy becomes is because of what the root cause of it planted in his head. So that is not an excuse. It's something to recognize and then work on it. I'm telling you that. You work on it. And I believe that's exactly what Chris Brown has been doing since the incident. And I've also been following their relationship. And when I say relationship, I'm not talking about a romantic relationship. I'm talking about after all this has happened. Both of them have sat down and talked about it, and both of them decided that they are going to forge ahead a friendship. They're going to forge ahead a friendship. I mean, recently there was a fashion show. I think it probably was like some few days ago. Chris Brown came to support Rihanna. And then Chris Brown was doing a concert somewhere, I think in France or something like that. Was it? I can't remember which European country. And she was there to support him. She was there supporting her friend, and she was with her husband, ASAP Rocky. So, there's forgiveness in this story. The perpetrator forgiven by his victim, and he recognizes he has a problem. That's what is important to me. When you recognize that I have a problem and I am working on it, then yes, let's keep an eye. But punishment is not a solution, especially when it comes to a person who knows they have a problem. Now, what we're supposed to do, and these 45,550 signatures of people, is to say, hey, Chris, at least give us a what's the word I'm looking for? A representation, a deposition of some sort. And let us know why South Africans should allow you entrance since that incident. What have you worked on? What have you done to improve yourself? Rather than punish him for something that he's already been forgiven for by his victim. So the question is now, who carries more weight? Rihanna and her forgiveness, or South Africa, or anyone else for that matter, when it comes to this matter? I don't know. Because to me, there've been a lot of GBV incidences that I've read about right here in South Africa by our artists. And I've never seen this group and good party saying anything about it at all. I mean, we've seen so many other what do you call this incidences, like recently 6 mothers lost their children to food poisoning in Naledi. They're not there to comfort them. It might not be about abuse, but they are still women. And most of the people that run these puzzle shops that I have allegedly killed their children are run by men. They're not there. They said nothing. They've comforted them not even one day. They did not contribute anything towards the funeral of those kids. Nothing. So how do one then take these organizations seriously? That's where I'm a little bit stuck. And I've been wanting to say something, but at the same time, I don't want to be misconstrued because this is a sensitive matter. And as a man having my own views, it's easy to misconstrue me. Easy to misconstrue me. But what I do know, however, is that the Good Party did not substantiate a section of our immigration law that prohibits Chris Brown from performing on the 14th and 15th of December in Johannesburg. And the Women for Change it looks like they pick and choose their battles, who they are going to go against. I feel like them coming after Chris Brown is a strategy to have their organization's name in our mouth, so that we are aware. I think it's for fundraising purposes. I don't think they care about Rihanna. I mean, they know the story between Rihanna and Chris Brown and that they're actually best friends. They continued their friendship, even though there is an order against Chris Brown to stay far away from Rihanna. But in most cases, we see Rihanna going up to Chris Brown, not Chris Brown going up to her in spaces where probably they're invited for awards, or they go into a fashion show like the fashion show I was talking about. They are seated 100 meters apart. But who goes to the other one? It is always Rihanna. So if Rihanna can forgive him, who are we? You know, I don't know. So I was looking forward to see what provision of our immigration law that prohibits Chris Brown from coming through. But since there was no such a provision that was given in this article, I think Dr. Leon Schreiber has to follow what the law of the country says in respect of visitors coming to South Africa, which also includes our constitution, freedom of movement. I don't know. And besides that, 45,500 versus 60 million. I don't know. Seriously, I have no idea, guys. Please let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts regarding this matter. I know, like I said, I do expect a misconstruation. Is that a word? Of what I said, but it's okay. I've said my piece on this matter. I feel like if you are going to fight a cause, fight the cause across the board where women and children are involved. Again, Women for Change have said nothing about the deaths of 6 children killed by poisoned food, allegedly by tuck shop owners that are owned by men. And these men are not even South Africans. I don't know. Good Party as well. I think they're just being opportunists in this matter. But anyways, I don't know. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. I'll see you later. Goodbye.